Well, let's hit go live and we'll be live. Going live. All right. Welcome, folks. Welcome to another episode, another edition, whatever you want to call it, of the Sim Standard Podcast with myself and Smitty, and of course, AzureEffect and Spirit. Let me apologize to you guys in advance. I want to say this right now. The perspective you're seeing is a little wacky. You know, we're using Google Meets, or whatever you call it, Hangout Meets. I don't know, but we're using the Google version, and that's just how we're projecting ourselves on the screen. You guys know we used to use Zoom, but Zoom doesn't appear to work. It works, but it's telling me I need to pay to have it longer than 40 minutes, and I'm not doing that. But we're gonna bring it to you this way. You're probably seeing us look a little lopsided here, as far as my screen is about here, where Smitty's is all the way out. Reason being for that, I'm using an actual camera. I'm using my Canon. For whatever reason, with Canon software, for you guys who have a Canon, now they have the EOS utility webcam thing. It creates these borders. And I'm almost certain I saw somebody mention to me, not to me, but on YouTube, how to take those borders away. So I'm going to have to search that. But other than that, man, hopefully everything is looking fine for you guys. Hope you guys can hear us fine. So I'm going to keep talking for a second until one of you guys in the chat give the A-OK that we sound all right. You're seeing us on screen. There's no latency. Because also me and Smitty talked about another thing that's happening with OBS. You guys know I use Streamlabs OBS to do this show and the Steelers show. For whatever wacky reason, now when I hit go live there, it doesn't go live on YouTube. I have to literally go into my YouTube studio now and hit go live. So in my mind, I feel like there's a delay because when I'm looking at my preview in YouTube, it's behind. So I say all that to say, guys, please let us know. Sounds good, okay? All right, great. And Smitty gave me a tip too, man. He told me to do it in reverse. So we're gonna try that the next time, where I'm gonna basically use, just to give you guys a tip as well, in case you do this. Smitty suggested using the stream key from Streamlabs, put that in YouTube, and you do everything from your YouTube studio. So we'll try that out. But anyway, welcome. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody is well. Y'all know what we're going to do tonight. Y'all see it there in the description. Share this stream out, please. And we're not doing any shameless plugging here, but I want the executives to hear what we have to say tonight. Y'all should know where me and Smitty are going. But we usually like to waste a little bit of time to allow more people to get in, before we get into the meat of everything. So we're going to do our normal. We'll talk about our week, talk about our football game. Those daggone pesty Lions. I saw him sneak it out last week, Smitty. I said, okay. Okay, Lions. And Todd Gurley, he going to be feeling that all week. Well, he probably had felt it all week. But other than that, y'all know we're going to dive right into the Madden stuff. We'll talk about the 2K stuff, all next-gen talk tonight. And that's how the show will go. But what you guys, Smitty, man? How was your week? How you feeling about them Lions? I think if I saw correctly, what, they 3-3 now?
Yeah, they 3-3.
All
So
right.
that was a little two-game win streak, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's not like we won emphatically. I mean, I will say that it was a battle. It was a defensive tug of war going on there. So low scoring affair. Key mistake made by Gurley. I mean, he fell down, but it was like he had that mental lapse, like, oh snap, like I forgot. We just needed to get the yardage. We didn't need the first. We didn't need the TD.
Right.
That gives him a chance to come back. So it was like he tripped, fell, it was like his body was on one thing and his mind didn't catch up. Like they weren't in sync. So ended up being part of a GIF for that one, which is pretty crazy to see. The Lions were happy he scored the touchdown. I was out with the family and stuff, eating and everything, because, it was celebrating my daughter's birthday last weekend. So, I'm there and I'm up here like, why are they happy they scored? And I'm like, oh, okay, because it's a minute and some change left and they didn't have any timeouts. So it's like, oh, that's perfect. And just the mere fact that they basically, hold on, I got to take this phone call, sorry.
No problem, guys. I'll pick right up where Smitty left off. Another funny thing that you guys are seeing, probably, you see how the cursor is showing up in my window capture here. So it's all crazy. It's been crazy using Google Hangouts versus Zoom. I mean, I might have to bite the bullet and pay Zoom, depending on how much it is, so we can bring you guys a more efficient picture like it once was. I hate to do it because I have it fully free. Hey, speaking of which, wait a minute. I think I just solved my problem. Yeah, we'll figure that out. But I do have it fully free through my job. We use it extensively, so maybe we could use that one. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, let me pick up where Smitty left off, man. You know, we're gonna talk about the Steelers. Man, hey, what more can I say? You know, 6-0 against two quality opponents. You know, I say quality opponents because, you know, you got to respect the Browns. The Browns came into, you know, not this past week, but the week before that with a very respectable record, and the Steelers handled them. So then going into the Titans, I'm thinking we're going to be, you know, it's going to be tough. And wow, in the first half, I'm looking at the score like this is too easy. Something, it didn't feel good to me, you know, kind of blowing them out. We were stuffing the run 24-7 at halftime. And then y'all know how that game ended. You know, it came down to a missed field goal. I won't say the defense, you know, a couple of holes in the defense, but more so, it was the offense still, you know, they didn't get going. They didn't keep it going in the second half. But needless to say, I'm proud of where they are. I didn't expect a 6-0 season. I didn't expect them to be right now the best record in the NFL, you know, given the fact that Seattle lost. Didn't expect that. Huge challenge this week against the Ravens, so Steelers fans, hold on to your seats. Because listen, let me tell you something, man. If you're asking me right now, Kansas City and the Ravens are still the teams to beat in the AFC, and the Titans. You know, Steelers fans, again, don't poke your chest out. Don't do that. You know, they gonna be all right. You know, when we get to about when everybody get to about week 14. You know, everybody going to be at their best. So don't sit there and act like, oh, we got the Titans. If we see them in the playoffs, no. Playoffs are different. I'm just saying. But yeah, you know, Smitty, I was just telling them, you know, I think the Steelers have done great, much better than I thought. I never would have imagined this record at this point. You know, not saying that I didn't believe in my squad, man, but again, with Ben Roethlisberger coming back off an injury, you don't know what he was going to be.
Yeah.
You can't expect the defense to be exactly what they were last year. They've done a good job, but I think they're not quite as good as they were last year. Even though at sacks, they're still, I think, number one in the league. But we'll see. Baltimore is really going to let us know, you know, if we need to pipe it down or if we need to be a little excited. So
Right.
that's all I got. But yeah, go ahead, Smitty. Go pick back up where you left off.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, in terms of the Lions, you know, like they came back, was it about a little over a minute, and they came back, and the thing that was getting me was when they got down to that final score, and I'm like, you're like about 10, 12 yards away, and it's like Stafford was right there with the yards in front of him, like the green grass. I was about to be like, run. I was up here because we was at the restaurant and they had it on the big screen. I'm like, run, go, it's wide open, run in there. Like he's standing there just waiting, patting the ball and everything. And then, you know, my man Hawkinson got in there. But when I kept seeing flags and stuff, I'm like, they gonna get a flag on Amendola. I'm like, come on, man. You know, it's bad enough Prater did miss a field goal, even though he's usually Mr. Consistent. And it's like he misses the one field goal, but then this one, unsportsmanlike conduct. All right, now we're gonna push him back. Then he kicked the field goal, and then there was another penalty. I'm like, all right, now who's that on? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was supposed to say like what's going on now? But it was on the Falcons on that one. I'm like, okay, bet. But that was a tight win right there. But see, this is the stuff that I'm saying that I've been saying when it comes to Stafford. And Stafford doesn't get the just due credit that he really honestly deserves, because if Stafford, look what Stafford was able to do with this team. Oh,
yeah, I got it back now.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay, got you.
Sorry
All right.
guys, I'm telling you this just really quick. The Google Hangout, Google Meets thing is all weird. Y'all gonna see me doing a lot of fooling around, and I was basically messing with my stream deck there, trying to get back to the right window. But look, like this little stuff here, you're seeing the cursor. I'm not even on this window capture. It's maybe I might have to end up paying for Zooms, maybe. I don't know, because I don't like this setup, and we had it perfect before. But
Yeah.
go
Oh, you did.
ahead. Sorry,
But
guys. Hope y'all don't see
he-
the naked pictures.
but
No, I'm just joking.
you uh, but no, Stafford, you see, Stafford turned back. He ain't turned back. I mean, I know he's kidding and everything, but like, no, he ain't turned back the clock. That's the whole thing. He's always been doing that. And the problem is that he doesn't have a complete team to work with, because the NFL is about both sides of the ball. Even Kurt Warner and his Greatest Show on Turf, they had a nice defense.
Yeah, they did.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't just offense your way through everything. At some point, you're going to have to defend somebody. Okay. I thought I heard something on the hall. But you can't play that way the whole time and just expect to win. It's not going to work that way. Oh, I know Averone, you from Detroit. I know that. But like what I was saying, Stafford doesn't get that credit. And as over the years when we do this and I'll talk about Matt, I'm like, bro, if you put him on one of those better teams, he's winning chips. If you put him on the Packers when they won the Super Bowl, you saying Stafford could have got to the Super Bowl. That's not to take away from Aaron Rodgers. It's just that you gotta have a legit pass protection and reliable receivers to be there, along with a legit defense and a legit defensive scheme. The Lions would have won many, many, many more games, and who knows, they possibly could have made a Super Bowl if they actually had a defensive presence. And I mean a consistent one, not here and there, a very consistent one. That's key. You're gonna have you're gonna have games where you're able to light up the scoreboard, but you're also gonna have games like you did on Sunday where it's gonna be real tight, contested, defensive, kind of drawn out defensive battles to a degree, where it's gonna really come down to one or two plays, that key plays that are gonna make or break the game for you. So that's key. But I mean, I don't even know who they play next. I didn't even check the schedule, so that's my bad. But wait, hold on. I forgot I should say who it is they're playing against. I had the schedule up for this week. Who Lions? No, that was week 4. Week 5. Who we got? Or are we on a? Oh, we're on a bye. I thought we already had our bye week.
Oh, y'all on the bye?
I guess we're on the bye. So yeah, we ain't got no game this week. Okay, bet. All right. So no one to look forward to at the moment, but it's the Colts this week. Really? It's just shown on the schedule. They have none. Okay, well then that's cool. Then if we got the Colts this week, then okay, so we'll see. We'll see what comes of it. We'll see what they do. I don't know what the deal is with the Colts, so I can't really talk on that. But we'll see what these boys possibly can do. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically where I'm at right now. I don't trust him. I don't trust Patricia. He still needs to go. All that. My thoughts haven't changed on that. I mean, you beat two teams that are underachieving. So I can't give you props. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't beat somebody. Like, nah, I can't give you that credit like that. So gotta see what happens as things unfold during the season. So, but yeah, but that's all I got, man. That's all I got.
Man, correct me if I'm wrong, folks, but is I guess not. So is Thursday night football only on Fox now? It's no longer on the NFL Network? Because for the
I
last
don't
2 weeks, yeah, it's on Fox. I'm flipping through these channels, and I'm guessing maybe is it? No, it's not on NBC. Yeah, so apparently Fox is who's carrying. Okay, whatever. All right, guys. But yeah, I already said my 2 cents about the Steelers. Got the game running here in the background, man. You know, for you guys who care to see it, or I don't know how many of you guys are watching it. But let's dive right into what we want to talk about. And actually, before I do that, man, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to tweet this out right at the people that need to see it. And I'm going to do it in real time, letting them know. PSA. PSA to the executives at EA Tiburon. I'm doing this in real time. I'm going to at Madden NFL. And I'm going to at Sean O'Grady. I say O'Grady, but Sean Grady. And I'm going to act. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to at Madden NFL. I'm going to go right directly to EA Sports. Because those are the people I need to talk to. Because I want to make sure everybody is clear the fact that, again, this is not an attack on the devs. I'm going after corporate. So let's tweet this to them. And then I will kick off the comments that I have. There it is. So basically, guys, we now know Madden NFL football, Madden 21, next level, whatever you want to call it, will not be a launch title. And I'm going to try to keep this as short and sweet as I can because I don't want to spend all night on it. You know, y'all know how it gets when me and Smitty start going after EA and Madden, and it could be a long conversation. It's this simple for me, man. Okay, you kind of tricked us. You know, I'm gonna give you that. You never said that the game was gonna be a launch title. I'll give you that much. You never quite said we're coming out and we're gonna launch on the next gen consoles. However, it was very easy for us to speculate that it would be. It's very easy for us to think that you alluded to that. And I said some of this in a separate video, but in case some of you guys didn't see it, very easy for us to expect that because you actually showed us, and Smitty referenced it, has referenced it before. He referenced it last week. You showed us this trailer with Patrick Mahomes a long time ago. If I'm correct, Smitty, that was like June or July, somewhere around
Yeah,
that
like
time, right?
June.
Yeah. And you're telling us, next gen is going to be optimized and blah, 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 blah. And Smitty pointed it out, some of the same animation sequences that we see in current gen at this time that we saw in Madden 20, because, 21 wasn't out yet. Here we are seeing it again. I even made the video, and I got killed for it, but y'all know I don't care. I'm going to give my opinion. But I even made a video saying, hey, I'm actually seeing some positive here. It doesn't look like as much sliding and warping and things like that, even though, like Smitty said, the break tackle animation was the same one that we see everybody do when you hit them at the certain point and they do that little arm shiver and you spin off. Not a good look. But because you showed it so early, we could have easily assumed, all right, they're coming out on next-gen consoles. All right, looks like a port over. And then here I go saying, nope, I'm going to stand on the ledge and I'm going to say it's going to be different. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm going to try to keep hope alive. So we fast forward to finding out Madden 25 will be releasing. This light is too bright, guys. Excuse me. There we go. Madden 25. Look, 25. Madden. What we on? 21. Madden 21. See, I'm confused because see, Smitty, I'm thinking about the last time we heard this. All this wonderful stuff was Madden 25. See how your mind works?
Yeah.
So Madden 21, next level. It's announced that both Madden and FIFA will not be available. The speculation came, and then we finally got a date, December 4th. So at least it's cool that it is going to come out because remember, Smitty and I said last week, you cannot not come out until next year. That is an epic fail. If you would have said, oh, it's coming in February or whatever. No. The last thing you could have done was prolong it until then. So it's good to see that they have a hard date. If we want to be positive for a second, because we're going to go negative in 2 seconds. But if we want to be positive for a second, maybe, just maybe, they're taking their time. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to tighten all the bolts and the nuts and screws and dot all the I's and cross the T's, and they're going to deliver this experience, and they want it to be as tight as it can. They've let Madden 21 current gen kind of fall to the wayside, and they have the, like Eric Rayweather would say if he's watching this, shout outs to Eric, the B team is working on current gen. That's why all of these patches, hey, it would be wonderful to think that, right? And the big dogs are all working on next gen. Okay, so y'all said, let's not rush it, let's get it right. Maybe they felt the pressure of the whole fix Madden franchise and, you know, just the trending topic. And then the other hashtag NFL drop EA and then fix Madden gameplay. Maybe they're feeling the pressure. And the big boys up top, beyond the dev, said, let's take our time with this. Maybe. I know I'm reaching, but I told you I'm going to give them 1 second for positivity. Now let's get to the negative part. It creates a lot of doubt, folks. That's the most obvious thing. Creates a lot of doubt because they don't have a track record. If NBA 2K would have said, you know what, we're going to wait. We ain't going to make the launch, but we'll be out in December. We all would have been like, bet. Great. Yes, Kia. Let's plan to do that. At about the 9:30 point, we will see if we can get blocked. Oh, that means me and Smitty will have to, we'll figure it out. Or, no, how about this? We probably could just bring you in on the Google Meet.
In the thing.
Yeah, I think I still have your email somewhere, Kia, but in case I don't, if you want to shoot it to me on Twitter, on a DM, you know, if you don't want to put it out here to the world, do that, and I'll try to pull you on here through Google Meet. So yeah, we'll do that instead of, you know, trying to break and come back to blog talk and all of that. Because I definitely want to hear what your thoughts on whatever it is you got to say. So here's the problem, man. If you don't deliver on every single thing that you mentioned in that next level article, you have failed. Listen to me, good executives. You have failed if what is advertised on your website. I don't want to listen. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be the first to say it. I'm just saying that, you know, as a figure of speech. But I will be the first one to say I am not dealing with this BS no more. If what you are advertising in that article is not present in that game, oh boy, the basher SimFBallCritic might be back in effect for just a little bit. Because again, I'm grown. I ain't got time for that. But I got time to make at least a video or two in bash mode. Oh, I'm going in. Listen, bruh. I might go Angry Joe in. I'm telling you. And I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this, bro. Listen, I hope y'all are listening. Y'all can't keep doing this to people. Smitty and I have dedicated, I mean, if you just want to talk about from 2012, that's 8 years. We've dedicated 8 years with you This ain't even to mention the year. What took us 3 years to get down there? Because my first video, if I remember correctly, was 2009.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go that far, folks. I know some of y'all probably are like, wow. Yeah, we go back that far. This is how long we've been doing this. We've had this connection. I'm not even going to call it game. I ain't even doing all that no more. I'm not even acknowledging that title, whatever that is, because like I told y'all last week, the way that used to be don't quite seem like it is like that now. We don't even have the Discord where we talk no more. So I don't know what is actually going on with that. I mean, I still speak to people, but I told y'all 2 years ago. Did I not tell y'all 2 years ago? I have a feeling that guys like myself and Smitty and Azure, those opinions and those strong approaches might not be as receptive. You know, they might not be so receptive to that anymore. Remember I told y'all that? And what happened since then? No Sim, no Smitty, no Azure, and no event. If you want to omit this year because of COVID, okay. And speaking of which, I'll say it later, you know. So somebody impacted, you know, in my family, very close to me, has it. But we'll talk about that later. You know, not in my household, but, you know, we'll get into that later. So, because when I always remind you guys that this thing is serious. Yeah. Ain't nobody holler at us. We ain't work on Madden 20. You know, not in the capacity we normally do. And again, this is a tricky one, and Smitty knows where I'm going with this, and I know I'm going off the rail a little bit, but I promise I'll get right back. This is a tricky one a little bit, man, because I'm going to put something out there tonight everybody might not know. This is not necessarily a dev thing when it comes to who comes in for these community events. I've talked to devs literally the week approaching an event, and they ain't even know it was happening. Couple devs that I talked to. Oh, word? And I just happen to know. I happen to stumble across, matter of fact, because you kind of know the timing. So a lot of times me and Smitty, we happen to be some young men that can tie things together in piece. We're very good with puzzles. We don't have to hear nobody say X, Y, and Z, but we know the timelines. We know the behaviors. We know the cryptic tweets. And I'm gonna pick with my Steelers fans real quick how all of y'all just exploded because Cam Sutton put that cryptic tweet out there and y'all thought he was getting traded. Boy, y'all need to chill out. But yeah, we know how to read the tea leaves. So we knew when things was going on. Holler at the dev. Oh, for real? Oh, okay, yeah. You not coming? This is the dev saying this. The dev. Devs. Oh, you ain't coming? Oh, dang. They ain't holler at us. So it is what it is. And it ain't even about that. But it's kind of about that because y'all know what we got in this for. Y'all know what we do this for. We don't do this. I don't do this for YouTube. And I ain't going at nobody else, but y'all know what I'm saying. Madden is not my YouTube thing. That's why I shout out dudes like Eric Rayweather. Eric has turned this thing into a real legitimate business. My man just bought a crib. Love it. But then you got other people that live off bashing Madden. Hey, I ain't got no shame in that either. And I don't want to say his name because y'all know we don't really see eye to eye and all that. But y'all know I'm not mad at that either. Do your thing. That's why I wish you would do your thing and leave me alone. Like, why I got to keep hearing my name called? I'm like, why y'all worrying about me? Do your thing. I'm doing what I'm doing over here because I'm at the point where I don't care. You understand? Me and Smitty gonna do this show every week, but we ain't got time to be watching their every move. I'm not doing that no more because clearly what y'all once wanted from us ain't really happening. So, all right, if y'all want to play it like that, then I'm going at your head. And it's like this. Last but not least, I'm telling you, dog, if they don't deliver, the wrath is coming, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because it makes no sense. There is no excuse. There is no more excuse for EA Tiburon executives. None.
Nope.
Why are we dealing with this with football?
Yeah.
Football. That's America's pastime. I mean, I know it used to be baseball, and baseball was near and dear to people way, way back when. But in America, football is it. You might be a basketball lover. You might be you might like soccer. You might like hockey. You might like baseball. But football is it. And
Yeah.
that's the game that you literally have some NFL players, current and past, telling the NFL to drop the game. So if this don't hit, man, it's gonna be very hard for me to be engaged, Smitty, when it comes to Madden, man. I'm serious. I it just and it's
I'll
so
be on that
sad, man.
2K.
Yeah, because all they gotta do,
Yeah.
honestly, man. I play in the league. I tell you that. I tell you guys this all the time. It's like this game is so overrun by two-man animations. So much to where if they just got rid of that, we have a totally different game, including all the other stuff we don't like. Just removing two-man animations that override gameplay alone makes it a totally different game, man.
It does to a degree, but
Oh
they're too
God,
far gone to just be able to say
that's
all they
true.
need to do is like
Yeah,
they got to do way more than that at this point. And that's
sad
but you're
man.
right. But you're right though. That would help the game for sure. So yeah.
It's sad, man. I mean, you guys that and Kia said he's in a game right now, so he'll be ready in about a half hour. He knows. And Zulu in
Yeah.
here in the chat, shout outs to Zulu. They know these guys play in leagues. Y'all know what happened, and us guys who really play franchise know what happens when a one team is winning and they're rated higher, and you get into that game where your team can't do nothing. Your quarterback. I mean, guys, I got a decent. Well, Ben, that's another story. I told y'all Ben retired. Oh boy, this. Oh, I ended up. You know who's on my team? Colin
Ooh,
Kaepernick.
good.
Colin Kaepernick
You got cat.
was the best I could get. The guy took a third rounder for him. I said, all
Oh
right,
yeah.
let's do it.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are situations where he can't hit the side of a barn. It used to happen with Ben also. And the game decides that because it's so. Listen, Ben Roethlisberger, y'all hear me criticize him on the Steelers stuff. He ain't been the most accurate this year. He's getting himself back together. I'm giving him a pass. But he don't be that far inaccurate. The way Madden, I mean, his ratings, even in Madden, he's in the high 80s as far as why is he throwing the ball 20 yards? It's a 5-yard slant. I'm hitting him at the 5-yard mark. And the ball is so far in front of him. Oh, how about this one, Smitty?
Yeah.
You've said this 100 times. Why does it seem like? Well, there's 2 points I'm going to make really quick. Now I swear I'm going to throw it to Smitty. Why does it seem like at times, especially against the computer, you just throw the ball right to the defense?
Oh,
Clearly, it's not inaccurate.
right.
This is where it's decided to go.
Spiral.
This is going to be a pick.
Straight.
Number 2, okay, they slowed down the user, but you know what they haven't slowed down? When you click on and you input, they still are able to get this crazy shift, crazy warp, jump.
Yep.
How many times have you seen the pick where they go up and go up again? They hit the Jordan on them.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the only man I ever seen keep rising is Michael Jordan. It's the only person I've ever seen do that and blew my mind as a kid. I was like, what? But literally, guys, y'all, Smitty knows what I'm talking about. You remember the scenes where Jordan would be going up still and dudes coming down. I'm like, never. That's amazing. But anyway, they do this in Madden. My man, they go bloop bloop.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I remember Versus making those kind of videos on Madden '09 back then and everything. Like, so you see what I'm saying? Like,
This is what we're saying, guys. 2-man anthems, predetermined dice rolls that
yeah,
force the outcome. This is what I'm wishing and I'm hoping and imagining for in a football product whenever it comes. Notice I said product because EA execs, if you hear this, I'm not confident that you're going to make this game. I want user players that their position is relative to the play. Meaning, if I switch on here, football is over here, it's out of camera. Okay, it's out of camera. That's even better. Y'all can't even see me holding this bottle of water. This guy shouldn't be able to go just because I switch on. The inputs should still respect the player's relative position, his footwork, his all of that.
all of it.
I don't care if you click on and you right over my back, but you shouldn't be able to get 2 yards in front of me. DBs shouldn't be able to get in front of me on a slant. How? Y'all seen that, right? When I always say you can't trust your eyes, you've all seen this in Madden.
Oh, yeah.
How is it possible that your guys in the league, in the race to the ball, race to the dice roll, right? You throw the ball and the DB beats your guy to. How is this possible?
Yeah. And the DB is more aware of where to get to on the spot than your wideout. Like this is the wide receiver, this is the DB, and it's like this: the wide receiver's in front, and the DB could be trailing. The DB will directly undercut and get to the ball, but your receiver will just keep going like he ain't got a clue.
He never saw it, Smitty. He ain't never seen it. He just like
he just keep running. Oh.
Can y'all see why we mad? So bottom line, if next gen shows any of those signs, and not everything in that next gen or next level article isn't in the game, failure. Period. And y'all are gonna hear it from me. That's all I got. I know I went on for a long time, man, but Madden makes you rage like that sometimes. I swear. What you think, Smitty? Do you think any of that stuff will be in game, and how you feel about them not launching, at launch?
I mean, I'm perfectly okay with that because in terms of the non-launch, what I mean.
Yeah.
Because look at Cyberpunk, right? They didn't push their game back like, 2-3 times now. And yes, you got people upset, and we know gaming's gaming, but when I heard people making death threats toward them and everything like that because they delayed it, get out of here with all
grow up, man.
People be killing me with that. But no, they said, and that's the thing. Even when Cyberpunk, and see, this is what bothers me with Madden. You announce the street date, and then you keep promoting the dual entitlement, but you're not telling us why you did what you did. Why are you coming out with it in December instead of it being a launch title? Cyberpunk, at least when they delayed their launches, they told us. They gave people progress. They put the progression out there. This is what we're trying to do. This is what we're doing with this. But even before the delay started happening, they still kept people in the loop. They gave us the 411 in terms of what was going on. And then even when they did delay things, they still let us know what's going on. Now, does that add a little bit of pressure? Yes, because you've had 2 or 3 delays, so now, or pushbacks, and you gave reasoning as to why they were. You just didn't say it's just delayed. You gave us valid reason as to why it was delayed. So we now, you raise that expectation in terms of delivery on execution. So now you really have to execute your game out the box. So shifting it over to Madden. Now, I pulled up, you know what, Sim, and that, you know, like you talked about at the beginning, Madden 25 and getting stuck on that and everything like that. And I saw a recommended video that had shown up earlier today, Madden 25 trailer, you know, when they were talking about True Step and all that stuff or whatever, and seeing Vic Lugo and Rex, you know what I'm saying, talking about the game and what they doing and everything that game's supposed to be. And listening to the features and everything that were in that game and seeing how the game is so far away from that stuff. I mean, it's so far away. True Step is an afterthought. The player movement in the game now is pretty bad in comparison to what it was back then. And that was an initial installment.
Yeah.
And remember, y'all, Sim and I were at the studio and they nerfed it from Madden 25 to 15 because folk complained. So, you know, along with other gameplay elements that got nerfed. So it's like, that's why we don't sit up here and say, yo, the devs messed up. Because it's like, no, the devs didn't mess up. They got a protocol given to them to make things lesser than what they should be. But this is the other thing, though. This is what I'm getting at. I'm looking at that next level article. And see, what's funny is if you look at that they said realism reimagined, stat-driven player movement, right? Now, this is the thing that I'm curious about here, because I know they said, and I'll just read this real quick, but they said real life athlete data feeds into the Madden animation engine to create fluid athletic player movement when accelerating running routes and changing directions, right? Now, what's interesting about all that is that when you look at that animated picture to the right of Christian McCaffrey, that animation looks literally like what's in Madden 21 right now. It just looks, you know, CGI-esque to a degree, and it looks more graphically improved upon. Now, like I said this to Sim before we got started here. I was like, you know, to a degree, all these the way they're wording all of this, they could be wording everything in a way to just make it sound like we just slightly upgraded what we already got and
Got to
just
do
gave
some
it a
parenting
flash.
real quick, y'all. Y'all gonna see it, but go ahead, Smitty.
But you know, the thing is that, you know, when we're being told what this game is going to give us, and then it's not being delivered to us the way it should be, that's not you know, that's not right for us. You know what I'm saying? We're getting the raw deal at the end of the day, because, you know, just like earlier when Madden launched this year, they talked about the stats, they talked about the numbers, and all these games played, all these seasons have been played, and engagement numbers are up and all that stuff. They can take whatever sample size they want and blow up those stats, because to the common person, they're not going to understand all that. They'll look at those numbers and say, ooh, oh, dang, okay, so everybody playing Madden then, huh? Oh, wow. When if they just have a slight uptick over what usually is going on, of course it's going to be looked at like they just did a ton of work, or they just did year over year. The game is just phenomenal. But the problem here is that when it comes to believing what EA is doing, there's no faith there. There's no level of trust there. You know what I'm saying? Do I believe that they would execute? No, I don't believe it at all, like what Sim said. You know, and like what he said earlier too. You look at NBA 2K. If 2K said, yo, we're not coming out till December, I'd be perfectly okay with that. You don't know why? Because of what 2K done all these years. They firmly have proven and established themselves to come out with a quality product. I know people complain about online stuff and everything like that. That's just part of the territory. I get that. But at the same time, the product in general is a solid product, a solid game of freaking basketball. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, yes, I seen somebody say in the chat earlier, 2K got their football game coming out. They do. We don't know what that experience is going to
Oh
be.
man, real quick though.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Did you not think? Did you see SGO's video
Which one?
about? He put out a video saying NFL 2K22 something, but it was like a commercial with Derrick Henry. But at first, I said
Oh
I hadn't
yeah,
seen the commercial.
yeah, I saw it.
Oh man, why he do that to us, man?
I ain't even about to do that because that commercial looks spot on like Madden. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I wouldn't have been impressed even if that was for real. Like, I would have been, if anything, I would have been upset. So I'd be like, 2K, really? That's how y'all gonna come out after being gone all that time? Come on, dude. But yeah, I saw that. But yeah, it. You know, do I feel the game is going to just basically be a copy and paste? It may not be. I don't have the confidence to believe that EA is going to give us a brand new experience because the devs that work there are not allowed to. You know, unless they have a shift in the atmosphere. No, it's basically going to be a port over. Like I said, you see that touchdown dive, that 2-man, basically McCaffrey hits the defender gets shut off, and then he goes toward the end zone and leaps in to extend because he's right within 5 yards. That's that EA 2-man animation play out kind of stuff that they've had in their game forever. I can't act like that's okay to have when I've seen a game in Backbreaker do it way better than this. And it was organic in terms of how those interactions happened. And, you know, and I played other games like NHL, even though NHL has its issues, but still, NHL, FIFA, PES, NBA 2K, MLB The Show. All these games have their issues. No game is going to be flaw-free that's man-made. So let's just get that out the way. But the bottom line is none of those games I mentioned are nowhere remotely close to being as far behind as Madden is when it comes to the development curve. That's why, you know, when we touch on that NBA 2K stuff, that, you know, it's going to tie into this conversation here too. Because I'm sorry, man, like, you know, Sim, myself, we went to the studio plenty of times telling these cats, like, you know, and I mean, we get the situation there, but we've told these cats. I mean, it got to a point where it's like we know, you know what I'm saying? like we ain't, you know, it's like we ain't even got to have the verbal discussion. Like y'all already, we didn't had. You seen the video, you know how we get down on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? We already, so just, you know, like it is what it is. It is what it is. And the thing is, yeah, they not hollering at us and all that stuff. And look, it's not just me and Sim. Don't get it twisted. Like there are other Sim guys that were in that group that are basically we're 8-6. You know what I mean? Now, if we're up here, basically, if we're unconsciously playing Madden, acting like we honestly enjoy it end over end, oh, they'd still be messing with us. Why? Because it's entertainment. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, we have substance with our stuff. And I'm not saying that to knock anyone else. That's not knocking anyone. But what I mean is, Sim and I don't know if we said it on the air before or not, but the thing is, Sim and I, we talked about it offline before, like years ago. We was like, man, you know, we honestly could leverage this whole EA situation and just make a channel. Like, we don't even have to do things the way we do it. We could just straight leverage off of this EA allegiance, and we could really make a channel where we really could blow things up. Like, we talked about that kind of stuff and everything, but it's like, man, but that's not what we do though. That's not, we got down one a certain way, and it's like if they gonna mess with us, it's gonna be because this is how we roll, and that's it. It's got to be respected, and these cats want to be, they looking for entertainers and tourney guys and stuff like that to be the face of this game, and that's gonna be a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like they have to get this game back to a state where it's all about legit football and not the stuff that we got now. You can't watch football on Sundays and then turn around and and get on the stream and act like you talk about it like this game actually replicates it. Oh man, the team of the week player is so and so and such and such. Everybody looks and plays the same. It's just you got a rating that's a little bit different or whatever, or somebody's got a particular superpower that they unlock, or whatever. Like that's it. Ain't nothing special. So like, no, it's not. No, you know what I'm saying? It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing at all. So I can't give them that. All in all, if you give people, and I've emphasized this, Sim and I, we've had this topic multiple times. 2K left people on the table. There's millions of people still on the table that are not playing this game, that are not purchasing this game. And I'm like, you missing out on all those people because you want to stay in your own way. You want to stay in your own way. Nah, we're not going to develop how we could develop. We're not going to give the resources that we could and should give. We're just going to keep doing this game the way we're doing it because hey, we're making our marks. We're doing good enough. And that's why I want to see 2K come through and potentially crack them upside the head. You know what I mean? Because if you give them a good crack up in the skull and let it be known, yo, y'all keep playing. We got something for that. That's gonna be key. But
we need a game day moment. Smitty knows what I'm talking about. And when they came through that one year, whoo, they caught Madden with that left hook. They came through with the Buster Douglas, brother. Nobody saw that coming, and they just caught them when they was vulnerable. And I was like, oh, we need one of those right now. But NFL ain't letting it happen, man, because 2K could do it. We all know that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we definitely do. Yeah, we know that's a formality. You know what I'm saying? But if EA won't, like I said, EA got that license, they clamoring and all that stuff to say, hey, we're the simulation people, we're the ones that can make it. We got the exclusivity and all that, blah, 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 blah. If they don't deliver it,
oh man.
That's it, man. It's epic fail. What's up?
You guys are being a little harsh, man. I'm just looking at, and shout outs to you. This family environment here. We're not bashing anything like that, but looking at Poster King's comment, you can't use that analogy. He says your boy robbed a store while you were in the car. You were part of the crime. No. You listen. Let's explain it like this really quick. As we all grown men, some of you females watch us too. You grown women. Everybody got a job to do, man. And at the end of the day, it's a place of employment. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I guess what I'm saying is, perfect example. Shout outs to my guy, Moonlight Swami. Shout outs to my guy, M. Frisk. Most of you guys know M. M. Was a game changer. Shout outs to Mo. Yeah. All of these dudes, right? I met these guys as game changers. They went on to become EA employees. Am I mad at that? Do I think Mo is any less as far as what he would want from franchise? Not Mo, Swami. Do you really think I believe that? Oh, Swami now he's a company man now. He doesn't. No. But he has a job at the end of the day. You understand what I'm saying? It's still a job. Like I'm never gonna look at a dev and I'll go as far as saying disrespect them. And the reason why I say disrespect is because for me to think that a guy like Scant is a sucker. Yeah, right.
Oh,
You
yeah.
understand what I'm saying? Y'all don't know this. Y'all don't know Scant. Y'all, we talk about East New York Scant. And for you guys that know what that signifies, that's him. And let me tell you that he's every bit of East New York. You understand what I'm saying? You think that he's a sucker because he working for the company that's just not? Nah, that man he's making a dollar. He's up there. You think Clint Oldenburg, who played in the NFL, and I know people want to laugh at his career, but did you make it to the NFL? Did y'all play for the Patriots or Redskins or? And all I'm saying is, you think a guy like that don't want the trenches to replicate what he lived and breathed?
Right.
Come on, guys. You think a guy like Anthony White, A-Dub, who is a football savant, you know, this guy's one of his good buddies is Pep Hamilton. You know that y'all think that this guy, you understand what I'm saying? But that's a job. The man been there for years. So I'm never gonna, and again, Poster King, I'm not coming at you. I'm just making a generalization here. I'm never gonna say that about Dad. That they're part of the man. It's a job, bro. And what I'm saying is, and I'm gonna say it very harshly because this is sometimes you gotta say it like this. They don't care about our feelings. You think they care? Like, honestly, do you think that somebody they can't sleep at night because there's fans that are unhappy? Dog, they care, yes. But what I'm saying is, you think they gonna put their job over that? That they gonna be that real for somebody on YouTube or Twitter to say, man, he real because he quit his job because he couldn't. Bruh, at the end of the day, it's not that serious. It's not that serious. Now, if they have somewhere else they could go, yeah. But you're not giving up seniority. You're not giving up the good money that you might be making just because the bosses are kind of handcuffing the game. Now, some will do what Rex did. Rex got to the point where he was like, you know what? Creative differences, it's probably time for me to go. But do y'all recall how long Rex had been at EA? That's all I'm saying. You know, and that's one guy. And again, some of the devs who are there now might eventually do that, but you can't be mad at somebody who is earning a perfect example, Smitty. Where did OG go back to work at? Do y'all remember? Do y'all recall? Case in point. That check must be all right. Because we all know. We all know that he didn't go back to EA because EA is the ones that's going to allow him to fly like a bird, like he did at 2K. We know that ain't, unless, like Smitty said, unless there's been a change of mindset. But come on, man, that's what I'm saying. When it comes to that, that's where I get a little irritated when people used to try to box me and Smitty in like that. Like, man, y'all supposed to be, dog. This is YouTube, man. I don't care that much about. We don't care that much about if Madden ever gets. I mean, me and Smitty had lives, man. Smitty is a father. I'm a father. We husbands. We breathing air. We living. You think we care that much about when we cut Madden off? We cut it off. Smitty, man. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Y'all have no idea how many games Smitty played. You hear me? Smitty plays games, bro. And I'm not just talking about sports. Smitty playing all. He don't. If Madden ain't hitting. All right.
Man ain't hitting. Move on.
And he wants to play it though. He wants to play a football game, but that's all we're saying. We ain't got the time to be on here every day bashing and complaining. Like, man, it ain't that serious, man.
Yeah, I said. Oh, Kia messaged the email.
Oh, he ready? All right, cool.
He ready. But I'll just say to piggyback off of that, I mean, yes, devs are still responsible. Look, that's like saying cooks at McDonald's aren't responsible because you don't like the Big Mac, right? So, you know what I mean? Like they still responsible. Like, I hate the Big Mac. Okay, but they still got to serve it. So it's like there still is that level of, yes, they are accountable, but at the same time, think about this, and like my man Neff said, and I mean, we've had these kind of talks and everything, but if a dev goes to his boss and says, "Hey, man," think about Rex when he did his interviews and stuff like that after EA. I want to fix these bugs. I want to fix these problems. I
Now,
want to
Neff, real quick,
things and
Smitty, my bad. Just don't want us to lose this point. What Neff is saying there, guys, read what Neff is saying. That is what I agree with. The devs are responsible for what they put out now. No question. But we're just talking about pushing forward. Like franchise. The reason why franchise is in the toilet. Ain't much I can say. I can't blame a dev for that. But like Neff is saying, they are fully responsible for what they give us. And what you are able to work on, it should be minimal bugs. It should be functional. You should have it Trump tight. Fully agree with that. My bad, Smitty. Go
yeah,
ahead.
no, you cool. No, that's what I was saying. Like the devs are accountable, but at the same time, okay. Think about if they're cooking burgers with expired meat, and we like technically they're
Wow.
gonna get mad. They're gonna get mad at them because they're the cooks, right?
Right.
You supposed to cook it to make it taste good. We've complained that our supplier keeps jacking up, but the executives won't allow us to get a different distributor. So this is the situation. You guys are accountable. That's the problem. See what I'm saying? So it's like there's the issue is above them and they know it, but they say that's exactly why when Rex said, I want to fix, there's stuff that I want to fix. Like there are some things that honestly needed to be fixed first. And if that was done first, then we can build things all the way out.
Yeah.
But there are core things that need to be fixed first. So, excuse me. So that's why when we say I ain't blaming devs, it's not that there's no level of accountability for them. The bottom line, the bottom line is that it 100% resides on executives, because I mean a dev can't go on camera or go in a blog or get on Twitter and just be like, we wanted to do that, but our bosses wouldn't let us. They can't do that. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, understand, like what Sim said, I know it's electronic arts, but at the same time, electronic arts is like McDonald's to another person that's working there. Oh, that's my job. I mean, yeah, I work at EA. That's it. You know what I mean? They're not like, yo, this is EA. That means every single thing we do has got to be 100% on point. Like, no, they're like, I work there, so I've been there for a while. It's pretty cool. That's how it's gonna be. So people don't look at it. EA is not ran by 100% how the public feels. So it's like there's still a corporate level job. Like, I mean, unless everybody in the chat here, anyone that, if you work for somebody, unless everybody in the chat here is a CEO, you're going to be working for somebody. And the thing is, there are rules and regulations, and you got limits in terms of things you can and can't do, say or can't say, things like that. And there are some things that, whether your situation may be, you may not necessarily like, but you still report in, right? You don't automatically say, oh, I'm out. Like, that's the point. That's what I'm saying. Like, some of these people are in good positions where they're like, yo, my family's good. I'm straight. Like OG, I mean, it's not getting in this mix personally like that anyways, but it's like my man moved from Florida out to Cali. He's a family man now. He ain't single. You know what I'm saying? He's
Boy,
a
got him
family
a squad out there, OG. He been
man.
putting in that work.
Yeah.
Boy,
Yeah,
got him a
he
squad.
ain't single. So it's like he's taking his family and uprooting them, going out to LA, and then he uproots them again to go out here. there has to be something legit for him to make those kind of moves. Same thing that happened with Rex. He got a family too. And it's the same thing with Clint. You see what I'm saying? But see, now what if Clint's not about making those kind of moves? What if he's like, I'm good where I'm at, man. I'm not really trying to relocate and do all that stuff. I'm really not with that. He gonna stay where he is as long as he possibly can. Now, if a situation does come up and it fits, then he'll be like, yo, okay, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna make this move and I'm gonna go over here. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I know devs are easy, they're the easy target. It's easy to get at them. You don't see a bunch of people going at the CEO, my man. I was about to say Peter Moore, not Peter Moore, but the CEO. I can't think of my man's name right now. But you don't see people atting him on Twitter. You don't see them going at him. Andrew Wilson.
Andrew.
Yeah. Andrew Wilson. There
and Cam is still way up there too, ain't he?
Yeah.
Cam Weber.
Yeah. Cam Weber. Yep. He up there too. So it's like, you don't see people atting them people. You don't see people atting them on Twitter and everything and getting at them. I'm like, those are the people you really need to get at. And no one's getting at them, but Clint, this is wrong. That's wrong. Wrong. You getting at him. I'm like, he ain't the one with the juice. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't got the juice. Like he'll hear you, but he ain't the one that got the juice. So, but
man,
but hey,
Kia, we sent the invite, brother. I hope you got it. Let us know if you didn't. I'll try to resend it. Man, shout outs to Neff. What Neff is saying here is absolute facts, man. He says if 2K would have sold 2K5 at regular price in 2004, this conversation wouldn't even have happened, basically.
That's true.
And that's the thing that people always have to remember. Yeah, we should beat up EA for quote unquote, monopolizing it, but they technically didn't. The NFL invited the monopoly, so to speak. So you can't blame. Here again, here's where you talk business and people get pissed off when you say the truth, but this is the truth. You can't blame EA for wanting to be the only one with the product on the block. Let's talk about it in street terms. You can't be mad at EA for wanting to be Frank Lucas.
Going to the wire.
Yeah, you can't be mad at Marlo.
Right.
Are you gonna be mad at he trying to this we getting all this. Ain't my fault. It's not my fault, sir, that the Connect allowed us, bring it even further. Go to Power. It ain't my fault that Jason and the Jimenez family and all them want me to be the distro. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't my fault. So you can't never be mad at EA for claiming the block. We could be mad at EA for not giving us that blue magic. That stuff stepped on. You know what I mean? Y'all know I always like to make the funny analogies. They EA giving us that trash, for you guys, for you smokers. They giving us that mid, man, that trash, bruh. Like, got seeds all in it. That's what's happening, man. They don't have that potency out there. But you can't be mad at them for being the only ones with the product. I mean, so I'm never going to see that. Again, maybe I'm too fair, or maybe I see things too clearly to not allow certain things to cloud my vision. Kia wants to come in. Let's get Kia in. All right, guys. So we got Kia. I'm throw it to Kia here in about 2 seconds. Oh Lord, we got Kia on camera again. This is a world record.
Yeah, it's a new world, man. 2020 is a new time.
Kia, as a matter of fact, Kia be on camera from time to time with his streams now too. So I think he likes the camera now, folks.
Yeah, I've gotten the bug and I've gotten kind of hooked on it.
Yeah, man.
I ain't gonna lie.
But yeah, I don't want to take too much more time. I'm just gonna say that last piece. Yes, we could be mad that EA hasn't blown the football space out the water since they've acquired the license, but you can't be mad at them wanting to keep the license. That's just business. Not,
Yeah.
But Kia, man, you take it away. Me and Smitty have talked enough, man. Whatever you got, I'm sure everybody would love to hear it as well as we would love to hear it.
Well, let me tell you something. I think that, and I didn't think we'd be in this place a couple of years ago, but EA is, they better watch themselves this time around. Let me tell you why.
Yeah.
If you notice, they're losing their hardcore guys from the comp scene. They're losing guys like Zan, guys like Problem, the Skimbos, all those guys.
Mm-hmm.
They're at their wits' end.
Facts.
The guys in my online CFM who I've been playing with for a decade now, for the first time, this is the first year this has happened, we're having a hard time keeping spots filled.
Yeah, man.
And we're only in October. So, and just give me a second, guys. Sorry.
Oh yeah, take your time, man. It's live, man. You know how we do. We talk to kids and all kinds of stuff during the show. It don't matter.
So they're losing their hardcore MUT MCS guys and content guys. They're teetering on the brink with this game right now. And let me tell you something. As far as where this game is now on current gen, Clint's been on next gen. Let's be honest. So this game right now, where it's at, it's going to be more or less what it is for the rest of the year on PS4. So what we got on PS5, more than likely it's going to be a Madden 25 situation where it's a visual upgrade. Maybe you have some animation upgrades here and there, but is it going to be a rebuild? Odds are probably not. And we're at a point now where I'll tell you this: if that 2K game comes out, and arcade as it may be, non-simulation as it may be, if there's enough meat and potatoes football there, X's and O's wise, feature set wise, online gameplay wise, that's going to be a major problem because I'll be out. I'll be out. So that's where we're standing with this game right now. They better watch themselves because we're right back to Madden 20 all over again with a worse pass rush and the same AI bugs. And they keep on layering this game towards the mass market, around their abilities, around with 2K coming out next gen, and they're going to be issuing a full-featured game. We haven't gotten to what's going to be going on with MLB The Show when they come out next year.
Whoa.
We know the product they're capable of putting out.
Whoa.
So you're going to have 2K, you're going to have MLB The Show, and if you have Madden 21 just languishing here as a port with no features, no AI upgrades, that's not going to be good. And when's the 2K game coming out? It's coming out in 21 or 22?
That's a good question because I know that now
it's supposed to be next year.
Yeah, I was about to say one would
21.
think 2K knew what was coming. Obviously, if they were working on the deal, and you would think they would have something ready to go. I would think.
Okay, so let's say they come out 21. So you have NBA 2K next gen coming out, fresh out the gate, rebuilt, first time out. You have MLB The Show. You know they're going to bring what they bring. They've been bringing that for a decade plus now. So you have that. And if you follow up with Madden being a visually enhanced PS4 version of Madden 21 going into the next year with the 2K game with a year development plus, and the amount of bad will that you've let fester now, that's going to be an issue. They're going to lose people. If that 2K game is like the what's that baseball game? I can't think of it
Oh,
right
that
now.
Mega Baseball.
Super Mega Baseball.
If it's like
If
that,
it's like that,
and you have a
ooh,
franchise mode and online head-to-head and online franchise, and you
man.
have playbooks and you have AI, I'm playing that.
Here come
Let me tell you
Marlo.
that right now. I'm playing that.
Yeah, man.
So
Yeah,
they
I
better
ain't
watch
think about that.
themselves.
Yeah,
They're I think for the first time, we've been saying this, or people in the community have been saying this, for a decade plus. That, this is the year that they're going to fall apart. It's going to crash and burn. I think this is that year finally. I think if they screw around with this,
Yep.
It's going to be an issue.
Yep.
I'm telling you guys, man. I've been saying it for a couple years now, and I think some of you guys can read between the lines. I'm at the point now where the relationship that we acquired. Remember when I said when Rex left? I probably said this a few shows after he left. If the game is not still following that trend, that path that it was when they brought us in, and Rex was the guy kind of keeping that together because of his position. And remember, we kept saying whoever they replace Rex with, and no disrespect to Mike Young, good guy. Hey, he's even a Steeler fan. But if he's not, if he can't carry out the things that all of us here on this show want to see, and again, we're not selfish. I understand that we can't get everything, but we're just talking about fundamental stuff. I mean, y'all see Kia's videos, the things that Kia talks about, those things never get fixed.
Yeah.
And they
it's
know
like,
they're there. I mean, A-Dub
Yeah.
knows that stuff. He knows what I know. A-Dub is like me on steroids.
Yeah,
Clinton knows. We talk about this all the time. The problem within that group is that they're trying to serve too many masters.
Yeah.
When they started down this road of compartmentalizing this game between comp, sim, arcade, MCS, and all of that, my hope was that it would give whatever your niche was a swimming pool for you to swim in and have fun. But my hope is that with that focus on that compartmentalization and how visible they were going to be with MCS, live and in color on Twitch and on ESPN on NFL Network, I thought that would accelerate the growth of the game as far as getting issues addressed. But if anything, it's just compounded them because they all bleed into each other. They don't know whether they want to serve patch the game for MCS or casuals or the hardcore crowd. So you just end up with nobody being pleased with anything.
Mm-hmm.
No one is having fun with this game right now. No one. And it's a shame because in my online league games, there's fun to be had. And there's times when you're playing a game with someone who, again, you're playing with a like-minded guy. If you're playing a comp guy versus a comp guy, you can have fun. If you're playing a sim guy versus a sim guy in an online league, you see moments of really, really nice things. But it's just it just leaves you all the more frustrated because the game is capable of doing it. Like I'll do a video where I'll show a coverage concept where it's done grade A to the letter correct. No matter what route combination I throw at it in practice mode on my stream, it holds up, they match correctly, they read the routes correctly, they break on the ball well, all of that. Then I'll run that same exact concept but different formation, and all hell breaks loose. Those kind of things. Those things can't happen.
Yeah.
Or it'll be right for 2 or 3 reps, and it'll go haywire on the 4th, and then you'll be back again playing well on a 5th and 6th, then be haywire again for the next 3 reps. So imagine being a guy who plays this game for money and you're trying to figure out a scheme to take live. And you can't even lab the game consistently. So they need to, and NBA 2K figured out that this was a mistake a couple of years ago. If you remember, I think it was NBA 2K12 or 13, around that time range, where they went down that simulation, casual setting type of thing as well.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Oh,
Yeah.
I remember the nightmare that game was for a couple of years.
Yeah.
They took it right
Same
out,
thing.
out of there.
And yep, they ripped that completely the hell out, and they said, okay, you Parker guys, you have that. You Diamond, the whatever the hell they call that. What do they call their version of Ultimate Team? My Team.
My team.
You guys have that.
Yeah.
You guys have that. We're going to leave those as they are, and we're going to get back to the core of our game, which is the NBA experience on the court and off the court. That's what the disconnect with Madden is. They're bastardizing the NFL experience too much on the field and off of it. Their solutions to gameplay fixes is to not address what's causing the underlying flaw. It's to bastardize plays, formations, and concepts to, combat meta stuff. And by doing that, you just screw it up more, because if you tweak a coverage, for example, to account for a play out of gun bunch, which is hot routed to whatever, great. You've addressed that, but you've now spoiled that play for every other play in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the kind of thing that's where the disconnect lies. They have gotten away from emphasizing and gearing and tuning the game to what is going on the football field in a logical way. And if they don't wake up, I'm telling you, they're going to they're going to pay the price for it, because I've spoken to guys, and I'm sure you have, whether they're comp guys, content creators, sim guys, either privately, and they've told you guys the same thing. There's a lot of anger ready to boil out, and the second there is a alternative that is resembling viable, people are going to jump. They're absolutely going to jump. It's not going to be the indie games that do it. If that 2K arcade game, if that provides enough of a football experience around that arcade environment, people are going to be out. I'm telling you right now, it's going to happen.
He's right.
Imagine the comp guys jumping over there. Oof.
They will. They'll absolutely do it.
Yeah. They're looking for that option. They'll test some waters.
Yeah.
They'll test some waters. So just give them something they're comfortable with swimming in. They want to swim in that football water. That's the thing. They'll play a little NHL and a little bit of 2K and all that stuff, but they really want that football. You give them that, like you said, super mega baseball kind of experience from 2K that gives all them options and depth and everything like that. Yeah, that'll do it.
Absolutely. So, I mean, I'll play that in a heartbeat.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, like you said. If you listen to Zen and he posts some of his little clips from his stream and everything up there now on Twitter, and you can just hear it in his voice, like he's like, look, I'm here, I'm present, but I don't think I want to be accounted for much longer. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the way this game looking, like this ain't it, Chief. And it's not.
And the shame of it is that we're barely out of October.
Yeah.
8 weeks ago, people were pretty darn optimistic, and they were having a lot of fun with the game. The field felt free. Everyone was in love with how the players were, moving. They loved the fact that their receivers would be able to cut up field freely after the catch. They liked that there was space. You couldn't just blitz the entire team and cover the entire field. People were having fun with the game, trying to figure out what works, how the game works, and all of that good stuff. And then, for whatever reason, slowly but surely, they dialed the game back to virtually what it was 16 months ago, which is insane.
They keep doing it, man.
And have you noticed, and you guys who have been playing, I'm sure you guys have noticed this as well, have you noticed that the user defender is gradually, with each passing update, getting more and more powerful again?
Yep.
Yep. That's absolutely happening now. All of a sudden, balls that you were able to get over guys 6 weeks ago, now that guy's getting there. Click on speed is still insane.
Oh gosh, yes. And it kills me, man, because this guy.
So now the field is back to feeling condensed again. And now what's happening? Everybody's running the ball now. No one wants to pass.
Yeah.
And when you start running the ball, you realize, oh, they didn't fix pursuit. They didn't fix gap fitting. They didn't fix box shedding. So what do you have? You have, 1920s football being played out there now.
It's sad, man.
Oh, man.
I'm really hoping I'm wrong. I mean, well, I'm right, which I'm probably not. I'm hoping this is a different experience. I just don't, because even now I even look at it at if you're doing your normal port over thing. How is that? Why is that? Why couldn't you make that happen at launch? Why the delay? I don't know.
The delay doesn't bother me. What bothers me is the silence. The silence gets people nervous.
Yes.
If you want to come out a couple of weeks before Christmas, okay, I can get that, Black Friday hype going. Well, not Black Friday, we passed by then. But get those couple of weeks of Christmas shopping rush before the holidays in. That's fine.
Yeah.
But communicate. Give us a blog. Give us some screenshots. Give us something.
Nothing.
I mean, there's been complete radio silence, and EA does not get the benefit of the doubt in that kind of situation. When I'd rather them, just put out, give me a grainy cell phone picture, something, anything. I don't care, but just show us something. This radio silence thing it's scary. It does not instill confidence at all.
It's not good, man.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like the Cyberpunk, like how they did. They gave you an update, or they let you know, like rhyme and reason. Hey guys, we pushed it back. We originally were trying to get it out, blah blah blah, whoop de whoop. This is why. Here's screenshots. Here's an initial blog. We got more forthcoming. Madden ain't in a position to act like 2K. 2K shockingly have put out a lot of. I mean, I know the date is approaching, but the very last thing we would have expected was gameplay. At this point, like it usually
got a
would
clip
have
or
been
two.
a few days. Like they actually shown a little bit of raw gameplay presentation, like telling us all the different modes of the game, and they still haven't shown us the marquee modes yet. So it's like they got all that to go into, where we know Madden is basically going to be more than likely, I would say 9.5 times out of 10. It's going to be this bearing game, very little done to it. And hey guys, we did this little bit of work, blah blah blah, and that's it. There's nothing really to get excited about.
And
so
FIFA being in the same boat is not a good sign either. Because we all know that FIFA generally is the more stable playing game. I mean, it has its nonsense as well in their comp and online scene. But the fact that those are their two major Ultimate Team revenue generators, and we don't have word one as far as what's going on with them, what they're going to look like, what features they're going to have, no gameplay, just the release date we just got a week ago. That's not good.
No.
They
made too much. They made too much off of those games to be given so little. Especially in this case, giving nothing other than keep overly promoting the dual entitlement. Okay, well,
right.
somebody get on camera.
Great, wonderful, sweet.
Yeah,
I'm playing the same game.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, you got to give us more than that at this point. A lot more than that. You're the only one there. Let it be known, like, show us what it is that you're doing. Hey, I'll even give it to Konami and everything like that. I know that they're not doing a next gen game probably until next year, but they could have just said, hey guys, here's your data pack, have a great day. And that's it. But they still are.
Yeah, I like what they did. They kind of did a little bridge type of. PES 21 isn't a fully blown game. It's basically a upcoming season update.
Yeah,
right. It's a content update with some upgraded gameplay. I mean, that's something. And you know, we all know that PES. Well, the general consensus is that I play PES over FIFA. The general consensus is that PES plays the superior, brand of soccer. The difference is in the licensing. PES, it doesn't have the Champions League licensed. You have to buy data packs and upload uniforms and the real team names and all of that. But once you do that, which takes all of 15, 20 minutes, you're playing the better playing game. So let's say, FIFA comes out and it's not really fitting the bill. You got PES 21, which will give you just as much.
Yep.
It's going to be substantially less, and it's going to play better.
Yeah.
And look just as good. All you need is a flash drive, and you can have the real uniforms and all of that, and you're on your way.
Yeah.
That's what makes it even worse. I'm telling you, if all of those bullet points are not there,
oh, that's going to be a problem.
That's going to be a problem.
You're gonna see if you think you've seen Madden Twitter meltdowns over the past few years, you ain't seen nothing. That's gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah.
And still, really, the only gameplay thing, I'm actually have to look at that article again, but the only gameplay thing that I'm interested about is, let me pull it up. This whole stat-driven, what is that? I need to know what that is.
Right. Define it, please. Tell us what it is.
But see, what stat? See, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. That's another thing.
Telling us the same. It could be the same thing with just maybe 2 or 3 more characters. Think about what they said for this game. They got different classes of how the players should move or whatever. I forgot the wording, but if
the archetypes.
They
They can all the archetypes do is just govern what abilities guys can get. That's pretty much it. I just played a league game against the Titans, and I'm using the Texans, and Derrick Henry is just as nimble on his feet, change the direction, cut and go, stop and start. He's just as nimble as a wide receiver out there. He really is. All that archetype governs is, what abilities they get due to what ratings they hit. But otherwise, they'll do the same moves. It's just a matter of what boost they get ability wise.
But see, now the thing to that though, Kia, is that now what if this is the blown up version of what that's already there?
I hope so.
That's very possible.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
I'd like to have my guys do something without having an ability tied to them. You want to do something that'll really tick you off? Go into practice mode and just let's say Julio Jones, and take default Julio Jones and have some fun throwing streaks and posts to him and watching him sky over any and every defensive back for the most part with regular teams. Now take those abilities off to Julio Jones and do the same thing, and watch him not be able to get open, not be able to catch anything, and just be like Joe generic wide receiver out there. That right there is the problem with the game.
It is. It really is.
No, it is. Yeah.
Even it's funny, man, because you would think when it works in your favor that you wouldn't complain. But y'all ever watch like those guys, like even Cam Hayward on my team, the way he busts through the line on some runs is so unrealistic. I mean, literally at hike, he's already through. And not saying that Cam can't do that, but come on, man.
Oh yeah, I say in my games all the time when I'm playing and when I'm live or I'm doing my commentary, I'm like, yep, my opponent's getting screwed right now. I'm just glad that happened to me. And
one other little detail that, and I mean, most people don't really care about this, but if them sidelines still look the same, man,
that's your thing, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, man! It just only because y'all told us this for Madden 25. Where's Living Worlds? And I mean, again, we are gameplay first, but dude, If we
I
go
can
to
see
this console and it's still jacked up, man.
I can see the game coming out and it has everything. They surprise us and bring back the Vision Cone or something, and they steal 2K's maximum passing, and they have a fierce pass rush, and the AI is tight. All that is good, but the sideline is still the same. Sim will be like that damn sideline.
Sideline, man. Why? Why does it look like that? You know, oh man. I mean, it really doesn't make I thought I cared about the refs, and nobody pays attention to that anymore. But it's those little things that irk you, though. It's like the fact when Clint literally said, and Clint, I support you, but when you literally said, or one of them said, they weren't doing much on the field anyway, and it was taking up resources. And you look at the 2K's environment, it's like,
Yeah.
man. That's the only reason why I really mentioned the sidelines is because I'm like, y'all can't say that. When MLB, almost everybody in the stands is doing something different. Like, come on, man. Come on.
No game has more going on between action than MLB The Show.
Oh my god.
There's always something happening, because it's a baseball game, a slower pace. So you got to have stuff there to hold your attention. And they have stuff going on all the time.
I don't get it. Only Madden. Only the beloved football sport that we only football. Why is this? I don't understand it, man.
That's a good question, and that goes for a lot of aspects of the game. The hand-holding of the community to dial things back to make things easier for people, for example.
Yes.
Yes. Madden is by far away the worst culprit at this. 2K does it well with their little dalliances with their shot meter and all of that. I remember the complaining about the layup meter and how that was too hard, and now this aiming, shot meter that people were complaining about. Yeah. So that happens there. But I by far, Madden is the most guilty when it comes to dumbing down its game to appease the most common denominator.
Yeah.
And I think that's the game that they want. They want a game where anyone can hang with anybody. In every online league, I'm in 4 online CFMs, believe it or not. Most of the league is between 10-6 and 11-5. Everybody can beat everyone. And I'm certain that that's a conscious design decision. They want the game to be a game where they hook you in, you get online, and you feel like you can hang right away. And that's great for little Timmy, but for people that take pride in their knowledge of the game, knowledge of the sport, and the talent that they've developed over the years playing the game, that's been stripped away from them. And I don't blame those guys for being upset by it, because it's now that they're being beat and they're playing for money and are in grinder games against guys who they feel are not as talented as them, but because the game has been designed to be more forgiving and allow guys to come up a level who shouldn't be there, they suffer from it, and that's unfortunate.
That's what I'm saying. You ain't gonna see Bloodborne or Dark Souls come out with a title update talking about we gotta make it easy. Dude's dying too much, so we gotta make it easy for him. It's like, no, that's how the devs intended on it being built out. So it's like, adapt to the change. People don't want to do that. That's the same thing like you said, Key, about the shot mechanic, the shot meter. Folk don't want to adapt to change. They can't handle it, and then they quit to blame it's like every person I talk to about the 2K in regards to that 2K shooting this year. It's like they're part of that crowd that is saying, yeah, they were right for fixing it because I can't hit shots. But then I'm always like, well, I also know people that were hitting shots with consistency and they just practice and they play online too. So it's like, yeah, but I could go to the forum where there's a ton of people that were complaining. I'm like, but that's always the case though. There's always going to be a ton
look at target passing. Was it the best implemented mechanic in the world? No. Right. I mean, Rex tried something a little bit different. But let me tell you, there were guys who were good at it. There were guys who took the time and they got used to it and they used it and they used it well.
But I would use it in goal line situations for fades, and it would work from time to time.
Yeah, Yeah, it would. I've seen people use it, but instead of saying to themselves, okay, we tried to do something a little bit out of the box and implement this. It didn't go quite as well as we would like, but we've seen people also have success with it. Rather than say to themselves, let's figure out how we can improve it. Let's figure out how we can refine it to make it a little bit more user friendly. They just strip it away. It's never heard from again, and we're back to the same old thing.
When do you think they ever will, or is it even possible at this point to untether the ball to the route and or dice roll? You cannot put the ball where you want it to go.
Yeah, honestly, I think that. Remember when they tried to fiddle around with the trajectories and the speed of the ball was drastically slowed down as a result?
Yeah.
I don't think they can do both at the same time. I don't think that they can address the trajectories, the velocity, and the player's reaction to the ball. I don't think they can separate all three. I think at best they can do what they've done now, which is to reduce the range that players can jump or get to stuff. But I don't think they can do all three right now. I don't think that they can do that without just scrapping the entire passing engine, to be honest. I think the way it is right now is probably the best that they can make it based off of what they have.
See, and you know something. And Sim, you know, I don't know, you may recall or not, but remember when we was down there for Madden 15 back in February, and we played the game, and we were able to pass. And now Madden 15 didn't have the 2-man animations like, the tethered anims and everything. Even though the passing was tied to the route, the passing was looser because after you had that QB differential set in a little bit. So we were playing games where we were throwing passes like, yo, look at this, Smitty. Yo, look at this. We're leading, and we're throwing it in ways we honestly couldn't throw it for a minute. So the problem was that, once again, just like, the dialing stuff, in-house tourney guys played. They got mad about the pass control.
Yes, I remember this.
Yes, came back. Came right back.
I was wondering where we were going to go with that. I remember
they opened it up because it was. So that's why I'm like, I can't say they can't do it because they were doing it, and then they rolled it back and said, "Oh no,
right." I remember now because what they did, they had that year where they made an effort to really differentiate the QB accuracy.
Yeah.
Because I remember RG saying that when guys played with the Cincinnati Bengals, they'd take Andy Dalton out and put in Josh Johnson because he was faster, and that because the game didn't respect accuracy that much, you could do that and get away with it. And when they, I remember I really liked Madden 15 actually. But yeah, you're absolutely right. When that first came out. It was a drastic change. Again, I played with the Texans that year, and remember Ryan Mallett?
Oh wow, yeah.
Big, strong, armed guy. Immobile, can throw the ball through a brick wall. But at the beginning of the year, he was throwing the ball all over the place. He just wasn't very accurate. If you pass led with him, it was such an exaggerated pass lead that you're better off not pass leading with him at all. And again, what happened as the game got tuned, that gradually got dialed and tuned, and within a couple of months in online CFM, I was having 4,000-yard passing seasons with Ryan Mallett, no problem. Again, this, I think that there is some accountability that the community has to take in away for the game that they get, based off of what they complain about. But we can only work with what we have to play. So the majority of the onus, of course, falls on the devs to give us a game that works and is not buggy. But when things do work right and present a challenge, I don't think there's a lot of desire within the community to accept the challenge and adapt to it. it's always, oh, I can't throw this pass now that I was able to throw for the past 5 years because of the change that you made. Oh, I can't get away with bringing my safety to the line of scrimmage and getting them back to the deep half. Oh, I can't cover a drag at full speed and then peel back to cover a post. You shouldn't be able to do those things. But rather than adapt and change and say, okay, I got to figure out a way to make this work within what the game is giving me, the game or EA caves in and dials it back. And it's ironic. People complain about they're playing the same game every year, but what do? They ask for the same game every year.
Every year,
end up getting.
Yeah.
So there's that as well.
I don't know where we go from here, folks. Like always, Madden dominates the topic. I mean, we didn't even get to the 2K stuff tonight. But you know what? Respectively, we probably should hold that until next week, Smitty, because then we'll actually be a week away from a next-gen console. Or maybe a little under that, because the 3rd is Tuesday, vote day.
Are you getting a console at launch, or are you holding off?
Well, I want to. I'll put the PSA out there again for those who, if somebody can find me a PS5, please let me know how to do it. I don't know. What I did do is I ended up, and I'll tell everybody, what I plan to do is I did end up sneaking in and getting an Xbox Series S, just so I could kind of, have some things to experience early on, and I could sell that. No problem. I mean, I'll still be able to sell it and pretty much get back for it, what I need to get back for it. But I'm one of those people that couldn't get the PS5 on pre-order. So it'll either be if I could find it the day of, great. If not, I'll have to wait.
Yeah, I ain't going to sweat it. I really don't see any reason to. I mean, if I want to play basketball, I'll play NBA 2K on PS4. I'll be happy. I'll be content with that. I mainly play sports games anyway. I'm not going to buy the PS5 just for NBA 2K when I primarily want to play football. I can wait on that, so
that too. Yeah, and
whatever.
All depends on what Madden.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, and it's kind of good that it's not until December. At least you get a chance to see what's going on. You don't have to rush out. And like you said, most of us are guys who play Madden and play football. So you don't really have to, rush out and try to get you a console. You could wait. We'll see, man.
But the thing is though, see on the flip side of that though, Sim, you play that 2K. What if that player movement and everything feeling right and everything? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if you're having that experience with that game and you like, like you have such a good time with that. And then Madden, it's like you looking at Madden like, you giving it the side eye, depending upon what they put out. So it's like what EA puts out is going to be so crucial because your game's not coming out until the following month. But, I'll say about 3 weeks. But you're going to have 2K that's going to be
out there eating already.
And their game is going to, we're going to see the player movement and all this stuff that's been talked about in the blogs and really get to experience it with our hands on the stick. Because even Mike Wang said the same thing that you and I be saying. Even 757 said, these games get to a point where even when they innovate stuff, you got to play it to really feel it and experience the difference in terms of how it feels. Because the eye test ain't enough. We said
they're all going to look. All these games are going to look the same year to year. I mean, we know that.
It's like that. So it's like, when you experience it, and Sim is like ginormous with the player movement because he's emphasized that since 09. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like if you can play 2K and then experience that off rip, like, yo, look at how they moving with this, that, and the third.
What do you guys make of Scott O'Gallagher being back at EA now?
Nothing.
It's strange.
At this moment.
What's his role going to be?
Don't know.
That's the thing.
That's the thing. Like I can't say. Look, OG was a better football player than basketball player originally. Rob Jones worked on the Madden franchise as well as live when he was there at EA. So it's not like people are under this assumption that they're there for live. We don't know if they're there for live.
I don't think
so. They could be there for Madden. or it could be something completely different that they could be there for. But I mean, for them to leave 2K and go, they lead in something. But
that's the frustrating thing, because OG is a talented guy. There's talented guys there. A-Dub is a talented guy.
Yeah.
People rag on Clint. Clint's not a stupid man at all.
At all.
Clint, I like Clint. I enjoy talking to Clint, but they don't unlock them. We haven't heard A-Dub should be doing a blog or something every friggin' month.
Oh man.
The knowledge that guy has, as far as what he'd be able to do to help people understand the game, is unparalleled. But they don't give them the rope to go. They just don't.
He used to always tell us, man. I know Smitty was probably there the one time with me when he said this. Remember when he was like, he was showing us all these concepts, and he was like, after this session, guys, any of y'all will be able to walk out of here and teach defense to your local high school with no problem. Like that dude, man.
Yeah, I mean, and you have to. I mean, not everyone's is a maniac like me and digs deep like into this kind of stuff, but he's done some really good things.
Yeah.
He's done some really, intricate things as far as the coverage checks that I didn't think that he'd be able to do. But again, it's just this layering of issues that prevents it from being consistent. When it plays out, it is absolutely immaculate. But there's also buggy stuff that goes on where you'll have someone running free for 15 yards wide open, So it's just,
that's why
they have to just find a way to, or have the, not find a way. I think they know what they have to do. They have to have the commitment to just do it, allocate the resources to let them do what they do, Q&A, testing, all of that. They just need to be better at it.
And I know it's not easy. I'm not an engineer, and I don't pretend to. I know it's not easy to get some of these things to work, but there has to be a way.
Also their job,
right?
And if we're paying for a product,
exactly,
there has to be an accountability standard for it.
There has to be a way to incorporate the concepts with some type of fluid AI. Like it just, and again, some people might say, "Oh, you're asking for too much," but I feel like, come on, man. When there's nobody in your area, nobody in sight, why are you still playing the hard flat? Like, what are you doing? There's nobody there, and you just watch this guy run right. Things like that, man. And again, I don't know if there's a way to incorporate that many checks or human AI where a guy knows, oh, this is my closest threat. Since I have nothing to cover here, let me look for work.
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect it to be locked down perfect. I don't expect to have concept on both sides of the ball be completely what you see on a Saturday or a Sunday. I don't have that expectation, but I do expect things to be at least logical and make sense.
Right.
High school football teams can do this stuff. 15, 16-year-olds can play a base match coverage and a check. That's enough for me. Have the base rules in the game, have a check for trips, and I'm happy. Have some basic option route logic between, what the receiver sees based off of how he's being played inside or outside, single high safety or two high safeties. And that's enough. That's all you got to do. But as long as it's consistent and there's logic, that's all we ask for. Just, it has to make sense and just be consistent. That's all.
And throw your ratings on top of it to separate it. And then, I mean, it looks like a phenomenal game. Just that simple.
Stop making me have to have a guy who's rated 99 to do basic things.
Yeah, it's bad, man.
That doesn't make sense.
I'm telling you, it's them cats up above gotta take that cap off, man. Take that lid off. Let them cats spray out. Let them cats work. Let them spread their wings and fly. That's why I just want to say, I've said before, Czar, he could get on independently whenever with full confidence and showcase 2K and show all this stuff. Oh, we added this, we added that, because the stuff functions right. Madden stuff be halfway functioning. Like A-Dub would be embarrassed to get on there and be like, "Yeah, that's a bug right there."
Yeah, you
Yeah,
just don't
that's a
know when it's
bug
gonna
right
come, when it's
there.
gonna pop up.
Like, yeah, like you can't. He can't talk to it with confidence. Like that's why he got to do the whiteboard. So like when he did the whiteboard thing, it's like, yeah, that's the best thing he could do. He can't go on there with the game the way it is and be like, oh, I'm sorry, y'all. What he's supposed to do is like, no, he should be able to be like, this is what's happening. This is how it plays because the game has the competency to account for logical football at a core level and then even at an advanced level where he can really dive into. So it doesn't make sense to have a guy that smart on your team and he's like, the game still doesn't account for logical responsiveness in the secondary. Like that doesn't make sense. So that's what I'm saying. Like there's no way, like you said, Kia, there's no way to have somebody on your team like that working in on the game and you're coming out with your game like this. No way. No way. That just doesn't make sense. That's why I like Swami working there. Yes, all the knowledge he has, as animated as he was in the studio and everything about franchise mode and everything else. Look where franchise mode is at.
If someone asked me to say what does Swami do, I couldn't tell you.
So
where can you see his contribution to the game? I'm not saying that to talk down on the guy. I mean, he comes across as a great guy on social media, but where's his fingerprint on the game? Show it to me.
Ben Harmiller.
That's another one.
What about Ben Harmiller? Like, can we identify and say, oh yeah, he did that in Madden? This guy's on staff, folks. For all of us who love the NCAA.
Yep.
He's on staff. And he works on franchise, if I'm not mistaken. At least the last time I was there, that's what he was doing. Yeah. Franchise mode.
Yep. He sure is. See?
Speaking of which, can you imagine whenever they drop the franchise mode update between this and next gen and whatever, if they botch that too?
Oh, they going to.
It's coming.
They already told us
you could almost see the train wreck coming.
Yeah. They already said what's coming. That's the one thing I can hold them true to is what they said they were delivering in Madden 21. As far as franchise.
So imagine getting a port of Madden 21 on PS5 and they screw and glitch that up somehow.
Oh no. No.
Hey, but you didn't have to pay for it.
And what's sad is, we're not saying if it's happening. We're more apt to say when it happens. We'll be surprised if it doesn't happen that way.
Because the game comes out, the game will literally be out by the time they roll this update out. It's supposed to happen in mid November, something like that, or whatever.
Yeah, in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, so you got that rolling out for this gen, but you supposed to be coming out for next gen 2.5, 3 weeks later.
Good luck.
All right, man.
According to that update article, they ain't doing nothing but adding. What is it? The commissioners will be able to reset the game. Is that it?
Reset the game and
edit
dev traits. There you go. There's your mode update.
And it take you until February to do that. I mean, until November to do that. I swear, man.
Splash.
But here's Derwin James against some online random weirdo. Enjoy.
Well, folks, that's our time. We're gonna go ahead and end it there. I'll throw it to Kia and Smitty for final words before we close it out. Anything you got for us, Kia?
Just to kind of recap what I said earlier. I think we're at that. Titanic is running full steam ahead into the iceberg, and if they don't get on that wheel and take some evasive maneuver, so to speak, you're going to have a collision on your hands. This is the most dissatisfied and disenchanted I've seen the Madden community. on social media since I've been on social media, whatever it has been, 5 years or so. I don't know. People are not happy. They're not happy. And there's going to be a lot of boil over frustration coming out if things don't play out right. Simple as that.
Simple as that. Well, folks, the time has come. We definitely appreciate Kia for coming through.
Oh yeah.
So what we plan to do too, man, I know we were supposed to do a round table at some point, so we'll probably try to make that happen again in the near future. I know Zulu wanted to come on for that. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe it'll be appropriate to do in December now that we know it's it's not coming out, or after the franchise update. So appreciate it, Kia, man. Definitely, we will have you back on whenever you're welcome to come on anytime you want. But definitely thanks for coming through tonight, brother.
Yep, always fun.
Yes, sir. Well, all right, guys. That was NY Kia, man, showing his face once again here on the show. I don't think Smitty and I got anything else to say. So I will close it out really quick, guys, with y'all know how I do. Each and every week I tell you guys to be safe, and I told you guys that, it's kind of hit home, this whole COVID thing. Smitty will be able to understand this point because he dealt with it. Fortunately, my dad has it. My dad tested positive, man, yesterday. And I'm not gonna say how it happened because I don't want to oust anybody, but let's just say, it was somebody else in the family that wasn't being as careful, a little careless. And my dad was, around that person on Friday. That person tested positive. So then my dad started feeling a little funny, on Sunday. He said he had a fever and body was aching, and instantly I said, man, he got it. That just sounded like the way we know how this thing spreads. It sounded like if you were around him and he has it. So then, my dad said he felt fine. He feels fine. He doesn't have a fever even now. His test results came back yesterday and he's positive. And my mom was telling me a little while ago that he's not feeling that well today. Doesn't have a fever, but he said, his body's aching. He's having like the flu-like symptoms. So I'm just hoping, man, hopefully my dad's immune system is pretty strong. Obviously he's older, but, we'll see how it happens. And like I said, Smitty, he told you guys before, Smitty's mom, contracted it as well. And, I'm assuming, I don't want to assume, but I'm assuming she's still doing well.
Oh yeah.
So, it's real, guys. That's the only reason why I say, again, I always say this. I don't care if it's a conspiracy and all of that. It don't matter to me when it's really happening to people. I don't care how it got here. And then here's another interesting thing to show you how fast it spreads. This same family member lives with other family members, and now 2 others that live in his household are positive. And my mom informed me again tonight that there's 2 other close family members to them, because they all hang together, who are now positive. And I'm like, gee, just that quick. So you have, let's get my math right, that's 6 people from Friday to now, right? So, and then, of course, I'm concerned about my mom too, because think about it. Aren't you hanging around your wife?
Yeah, right.
And if you don't know, you know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping that, she doesn't contract it. It's all crazy. But I just say that to say it's the real world out here, man. And however this virus got here, we got to find a way to be diligent. The mask and stuff is not just for you, it's for others as well, man. Just, do whatever you got to do. Do your due diligence and be safe. I'm going to keep saying that every week, man, because it's hopefully, this is my hope, Smitty. I'll take people like Smitty's mom as a perfect example. I'm hoping, man, for the most part in the world that it's kind of like that. It's kind of like a flu, if you will. You're sick for a while or whatever, and you get past it. Smitty, clearly him and his mom, they have, I don't even want to say survival, but they have an actual real story. Oh, yeah, it happened, and now I'm good. So hopefully it continues like that. But we all know there's also the other side. You know what I mean? So, just be safe out there, guys, because they're saying it's getting crazy again. And like I said, whether I believed it or not, to see now that my pops got it, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, like he ain't lying. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ain't nobody pay him. Nobody told him. So there you go. But all right, guys, we gonna get out of here. Appreciate the well wishes, man, to Zulu and whoever else may have said that, man. And I might miss, or anybody who might say it after this that I don't see because the stream is delayed. But we appreciate you guys coming through. We had a good time tonight. Thanks again for Kia for coming through as well, man. And y'all can clearly see our frustration with Madden. And all in all, Madden execs, we just want a better game. It's not personal, but like Kia said, y'all about to lose a lot of people who talk Madden. I don't know if y'all care about that or not, but if y'all don't care, we don't care. And that's why we could easily just walk right away from this whole Madden situation, as sad as it is. But that's it. Have a good night. Be blessed. Stay safe. And we'll catch you guys next week. We'll be talking some NBA 2K, the phenomenal job they're doing with information, the WNBA, the gameplay trailer, and whatever else we may know come next Thursday. So we'll go ahead and put that topic out there in advance. But all right, guys, y'all take it easy. Good night. Peace. Arrivederci. Ciao, bella. Whatever you want to say.